Welcome back, everybody. Today we're doing something different. We're going to talk about vinyl because, as you may or may not know, I do have something of a record label, and today my new test pressings arrived. So we're going to do a bit of an unboxing, and I'm going to tell you all about vinyl records in the year of 2020 and all the problems we have with that. So that's what we're going to do. But of course, I need to celebrate with a beer. So, cheers. So, vinyl, as you may or may not know, it is coming back, or has been doing that for like a while. And that has brought us a bunch of problems. That being, big record labels have caught on, are now doing a ton of repressing, which is a problem for us small labels because we are falling back in the queue. Add to that a plague and a shortage in raw materials, and suddenly you don't have to wait for like 2 months for your vinyl records to show up. You have to wait for half a year or even more. And to do vinyl correctly, what you do is you ask for test pressings, which are a couple of vinyl records with no labels on it or anything like that, just to test if the sound is good. Those were supposed to take 2 weeks. They took 2 months, but they arrived today, and I'm super excited to open them and then test them. So this is the kind of package they arrived in. They come from a pressing company in Poland, and once I've listened to them and figured out whether they're good or not, that's when we give the okay for the actual pressing. Now that was supposed to take 8 weeks. We'll see how long it will actually take. I hope it won't take too long because I have paid for all of this in advance. And well, we can just actually be open for this. 300 copies of vinyl cost around 1,700 euros to press, and if you have to pay that stuff in advance, it costs, well, it kind of cuts into your budget. So I'll be eating toast until those things arrive, basically. So I'm excited to actually get them. So let's open the package. I've got myself something of a appropriate letter opener, I guess, to open these packages. Let's see. As you see, it's almost safe against piracy. Almost. Because we can actually get it free with violence and force, as they say. Now, let's see. These are in a smaller box. That is. That's fancy. Let's open it this way. And on the other side. So we have 2 of them here. And we have another lot of them on the other side. So this seems to be
entirely white label.
Wonderful. The vinyl. And we'll have to figure out which one it is because I don't think it does say anywhere. And on the side we have another 1, 2, 3. So all in all we have 6 of them. And we're going to take all of those inside, and then we're going to figure out which ones are which. And oh, there's another one. So yeah. That's how we're going to do this, and then we'll hear a bunch of songs. Well, not a bunch of songs, but we'll hear a bit of each of those albums so we know how they sound. So, let's go inside, I think. So, welcome back. Now we're inside with the test pressing of Cardinals Folly's Holocaust of Ecstasy and Freedom, which, as you all know, is a quote from H.P. Lovecraft from the Call of Cthulhu, actually. And there might be some lyrics on this album that are connected to that. So what we're going to do now is we take the vinyl out. It's black, it's got no label, which is how you can tell that it's a test pressing. We're going to take the vinyl player, we're going to take a brush to take away some static and dust if we can. And we're going to put the thing on the player. Brush there. Put down the hood. Press play. And wait in awe for the music to start. And from the fact that I'm opening a new beer, you can tell that we are recording this for the second time already. So, let's start listening. This is doom metal, and the first thing you can hear is this sound effect is really clear, so I'm really happy with the sound of the test pressing so far. Underneath you have the bass. Since this is doom metal, it's rather slow. It has some occult lyrics and stuff like that, but it's mostly slow compared to other types of heavy metal. So we're waiting for more distorted guitars to start so we can hear how those sound on a test pressing. Well, this is still not really distorted, but the drums sound good. The high notes of the cymbals sound pretty good to me. Now we're getting closer to it. So here we can also hear that the entire band sounds good. We're waiting just for the vocals to kick in to see how they sound on this. The bass is there, it sounds good. Distorted guitars don't make any terrible noises. The vocals don't have any bad sound effects or anything on it. It sounds clear so far. So what I'll do now is I'll listen to the entire album to figure out if there's any more errors on it somewhere later on. And if all of that is clear, then I'll give the okay to the pressing plant and they go into full production. And ideally in a couple of weeks I'll have a pallet full of boxes downstairs, and then I carry them up 3 flights of stairs, and then I'll just pack all of them into packages and send them all over the globe. And if you want one of those, well, go get some. I would certainly love to send you one. So yeah, this is how test pressings work. So until then, cheers.